I'm really welcome back to my YouTube channel, Life Worth Reading. And welcome to a new reading vlog, and in this reading vlog it'll be a TBR Destruction Project episode. This is episode 4? 5? Hold on, I have to check. Okay, I checked. This is actually episode 5 already of the series, where I am trying to read through my physical TBR like many YouTubers are currently doing at the moment. I absolutely adore watching these types of vlogs, so I thought of starting my own series on the channel. And yeah, this is TBR Destruction Project, and we are trying to destroy my TBR because it has gotten a little bit out of hand. Today is Monday, November 4th, and I will be filming this until probably Saturday, so I could upload it on Sunday, so I have a full week of reading ahead to do. And actually for this week I am still currently reading a book, so I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. But I have decided that in November I am entering a book buying ban. Yes, it's very serious. I have a problem and I have entered a book buying ban. With that being said, for this week, because before I had entered the book buying ban, I did buy some books, so I'll be probably receiving some packages along this week, but fear not, those are the last ones for this month because I simply cannot keep going. I'm actually buying a lot of books that I have already read and that I want to own physically, but still, I have to enter a book buying ban for November because it is truly bad for me. Anyway, talking about my current TBR, we are currently down to 79 books, which I actually cannot tell you if that is progress or not. I can't remember the number that we ended the last vlog on, but we are currently sitting at 79 books. And before I pick the book that I'm going to be reading, because I will be picking out of my little jar, I have been reading Assassin's Quest by Robin Hobb, which is again also a book that I own physically, so I'll be also reading it this week. I've been reading very slowly. This is a buddy read that I'm doing with my best friend Via. We are buddy reading the entire trilogy together. It's our first time doing so, and I am just obsessed with it. I have been reading it for a couple of vlogs now, and I just love it so much. I'm currently on page 223, which is exactly, I think, 50% of the way through, and I am just loving this book so much. So I will also be reading this along the week, and I'll be telling you little updates of it, not a lot, but I'll be letting you know what kind of progress I am doing with it. And I do have some books that I would like to read, but I honestly think that it's also kind of fun to let the jar pick for me. This is my little heart jar that I have, and I love it so much. And I thought it would be fun to pick out from here. Maybe the second book I'll just mood read, but yeah, for this, I think it's time to pick out a book. This is very much up to date with the last book that I have hauled. It's already in here, so we could have anything happen. I hope it's a good one. I don't know what kind of mood I'm in, but let's just find out first and then we'll see what happens. So I'm going to mix. I don't have a lot of space, but I'm going to mix. Okay, I have chosen my prompt. Let's see what it is. Okay, so this is actually Little Women by Louise May Alcott, which is on my autumn TBR, actually. So that's really exciting. This is currently the edition that I have, which I love so much. This is the Wordsworth editions, and I love it so much. It gives me such like autumn winter vibes. So I'm actually really excited about this. I feel like I have always been a little bit intimidated, you know, like it's a classic, like, sorry, it's very dark in here. It's a classic like many others, and sometimes we are a little bit, at least I am a little bit intimidated going into a classic. And this does have Little Women and Good Wives. I did put here a little mark when Good Wives starts, so I will only be reading the first book, which is only 224 pages. Again, it probably won't read like a current day 224 pages, but I'm actually really excited about this one. It's very lucky. This was on my autumn TBR. I don't know if I wanted to read it right now, but honestly, I can't see why not. So this was actually a great first pick. So I'm going to be starting this one, and I'll let you know what I'm thinking of it as I read along, and also what I'm doing today, because today is a very rainy Monday. It's very dark in my room, and I did update my reading journal this morning, which is really excited. I'm going to show you that next. I did my November spread, which I'm really happy with. And overall, I'm just going to be reading this afternoon. I have a therapy appointment as well, and then I think I'm gonna bake some cookies, because I made some cookies during the summer, and then I left a couple of frozen little balls on my freezer so I could make them whenever I want, and I think that today I deserve a cookie, honestly. But yeah, we're just going to have a cozy reading day and see what I think of Little Women, which is really exciting. I loved the movie by Greta Gerwig. I love that movie so much. So I think I'm just going to have a really great time with this, and just imagine in my head Jo as Saoirse Ronan always, because I love Saoirse Ronan. She's one of my favorite actresses. She's one of my like celebrity crushes. I love her so much. I want to be her friend so bad. So I think I'm just going to think about her as I read this book, and hopefully I'll love it. Like, I want this to be a 5-star so bad. Hello, I am currently making dinner, and I thought that I would tell you about my initial thoughts on Little Women, because I thought that that would be fun. I have only read about 30 pages of it, so, you know, it ain't much. It's honest work, but I am going to tell you a little bit about it. And in case you were wondering, I will be making a burrito, fajita, something like that, because I am really feeling it, and I have some black beans that were left over from another recipe that I made. So that's what I'll be making. But in terms of Little Women, I'm really loving it. I feel like it is the coziest classic book out there, at least of the ones that I've read so far. Obviously, we'll get into like the trials and tribulations of this family, the March family, which is constituted of 4 sisters, their mother, and then their father, who is absent during the Revolutionary War, I believe, if I know my American history, which I often don't. And in the beginning of this book, it's like Christmas time, and it's so cozy. Like, the sisters all love each other so much, and they love their mother so much, and it's just the cutest ever. It's very by the movie is very by the book, so like when I was reading the Christmas Morning and the plays that they put, I really thought about Greta Gerwig's adaptation of it, because that was the one that I seen the most recently and the one that I am the most familiar with. And I could just see it all in my head, and I'm just having a really great time with it. I love that we get right into the middle of the story. I love how the 4 sisters are categorized, or that's not what I meant, not characterized. Am I okay? I'm not sure. I love how they are described. Let's just say that. I love how they're described. I think I'm having a really cozy time, and I hope to make it about like halfway through today. I still have a couple of chapters to read of Assassin's Quest as well to get up to speed with my buddy read. So I'm hoping after dinner to read a bit more. It flows really nicely. It's not stiff at all, the writing in Little Women. I think that it's very nice. So I'm going to be reading hopefully until the halfway point, which is about like page 100. So I could finish out the rest tomorrow and pick out a new book. But I'm really, really loving it. It's giving me all the good vibes, all the cozy vibes, and I'm liking it. So I can do things at once. So now that I've finished talking, I'm going to make dinner, and then I'll talk to you after dinner again.
Hi guys, it's Reagan and welcome back to another video. Today's video I'm going to be adding to my November TBR. I can't believe this is the second to last TBR of the year. It's really bananas, and it definitely made me feel very focused on the books I'm hoping to get to before the end of 2024. There are so many titles in mind.
Hi, it's now Tuesday, and I want to update you about Little Women. Actually, yesterday I've only read 50 pages of this book, but today I have made some more progress. It's now like 5-something p.m. and I am currently over halfway through, so I'm almost at page 120. So I have about this much left of the book, and I'm still really, really loving it. I think that this is so cozy. It's so cute. It is very like Christian, but it makes sense due to the time and the context in which this was written. But honestly, this does have a lot of great life lessons, and I just think it's really cute and cozy, and it makes me want to read it. It's very compelling, and at the same time, the friendship between the sisters and the relationships between them are so nice to read. And I think that the best part of this book is definitely like the characters, the characterization that this author manages to give. I feel like every single character feels so well-rounded, and they have their flaws and they have their qualities, and they're such well-rounded characters that just feel very real. And I'm really, really enjoying it. Again, I think that I'm going to read only Little Women for this vlog, because I do want to pick out another book. But I will be reading Good Wives this month. I will be continuing on, but I do want to read another book first. And yeah, hopefully I can finish it tonight. I'm going to keep reading, going to keep making progress in it. and then we'll see where we get to. But I'm really enjoying it. Sometimes it does feel like a 5-star, but I don't know if it is yet. But sometimes it does feel like that. So I'm having a great time with it, and I can't wait to finish at least this first part and tell you all my thoughts on it. Hello, it is Wednesday and I am about to head into university, but I wanted to let you know that I have finished at least the first volume. So I have finished Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. Like I said, I am going to keep reading it, but I do want to pick out another book just to get this vlog going. So I thought that we could do that right now. But before that, I do want to tell you that this was absolutely 5 stars for me. I really enjoyed this book. I thought it was so cozy. I thought it was so cute. The character development was something that I really enjoyed reading about. And I just think that this is a really great book. It has so much goodness to it. Like, the people are so kind, and the values, like the family values, and the way that these characters just treat each other is just so unbelievably kind. And I think that there was a lot to be gained from reading this book. I don't know why I was so scared to read this book for such a long time. I feel like I assumed it would be much more difficult to read or less accessible than what it actually was. I thought it was so accessible, so easy to read in the best way possible, and I had a really amazing time. So this was definitely like a 5-star for me. I don't know how Good Wives is going to fare against Little Women, but at least his first volume was absolutely amazing. But yeah, without further ado, because I'm kind of in a rush, I'll let you know more about if I have any other thoughts. I will let you know. But I thought that we could pick out another book. I'm quite scared because I feel like this was such a good pick because it was also on my autumn TBR, so I feel like it was such a nice pick that I am very much scared of what we're going to get next. But it's time to find out what it is. I always struggle to open these. What the hell does that say? Okay. So this is The Book of Goose by Yi Yun Lin. Okay, I'm going to go get it. Okay, so the book that we got was The Book of Goose by Yi Yun Lee. Was this a good pick? I think yes, because I read the first chapter of this. It really doesn't have chapter numbers, but I read the first chapter of this in January for a reading vlog that I did, trying a chapter of some books that I owned. And I was a little bit confused by it. And then I also put it on my spring TBR. So the fact that it's November now and I haven't read it is kind of criminal. So I'm glad that at least I am reminded that I should be getting to this book. This is basically about 2 best friends called Agnes and Fabienne. And Agnes is in America and she receives news from the French countryside where they were raised, both of them, that Fabienne is dead. So the other best friend. And this says here, as children in a war-ravaged backwater town, they'd built a private world invisible to everyone but themselves until Fabienne hatched a plan that would change everything, launching Agnes on an epic trajectory through fame, fortune, and terrible loss. I remember that I was a little bit confused by the writing style in the first chapter, but I have a lot of great expectations for this book. I feel like I am going to really enjoy it. It's not very long. It's about 350 pages. So I'll just have to see how I fare with this book. I'm really not sure how this is going to go, but I feel like this was a good pick for a book that I have been meaning to read for a while, and that I assumed that at the start of the year that this would be one of my favorite books of the year. So let's find out if that's true or not. Like I said, I'm about to go to university, but I'll come back at night and I'll read a little bit more. Hopefully I'll restart The Book of Goose and I'll tell you a little bit about it. Hi, I'm about to update you on the books that I've been reading. but I just want to show you that I'm so happy with the fairy lights that I have going on. I've been meaning to buy some fairy lights for a long time now, and I finally found ones that I thought looked so cute. I know you can't tell, but they're like little stars, and I'm just obsessed with them. I'm really obsessed. Like I just love how my shelves look, and I'm really happy that I finally bought them. But yeah, I'm going to my bed to do a proper update on the books that I've been reading. Okay, it's update time. So firstly, I want to tell you that I think I mentioned it, that I would continue on with Good Wives. I have. I'm up to page almost 300. I'm up to page 295, which means that I've read about 70 pages of Good Wives, and I have about like 160 to go. And I'm still really enjoying it. Obviously, I mean, it's the same authors, the same characters. I really don't feel any bridge between the first and the second book in terms of like the feeling and the characters. It feels very much like one volume, which I know it isn't, but it really feels that way. It's very cohesive in that way, and I'm still really enjoying it. I'm underlining a lot of passages, and I don't know, I love this book a lot, and it definitely gives me like the 5-star feelings. I just love a lot about it, and I feel like I really identify with Joe. Amy says here, "I don't like reformers, and I hope you never try to be one." And Joe replies, "I do like them, and I shall be one if I can, for in spite of the laughing, the world will never get on without them." And yeah, and then Amy says, "Well, compose yourself now, and don't worry, Aunt, with your new ideas." And Joe says, "I'll try not to, but I'm always possessed to burst out with some particularly blunt speech or a revolutionary sentiment before her. It's my doom, and I can't help it." And I definitely identify with Joe in that sense. It's very hard for me to keep my mouth shut sometimes, and I really do feel like Joe is such an interesting character. Obviously all of them are, but Joe is so interesting, and I mean, it's such a Ronin, so I just love this. I really do. Anyway, moving on. I did start the Book of Goose, and I read 40 pages. Also, I got the most beautiful autumn leaf today. I think I'm gonna put it on my journal. I'm still thinking about it, so I put it in here in my book. But I got up to page 40, which is not a lot. But I think I am liking this book. The writing, some of it makes sense to me, some of it doesn't, in the best way possible. Like sometimes this author uses some types of metaphor that I'm like, I got interrupted, I have no idea what I was saying, so I'm just going to start kind of again. We are seeing insights into Agnes's and Fabienne's friendship, which was very strange. They were both very strange children, teenagers. I guess Agnes is still very strange in my opinion. I can't tell if I like her or not. I can't tell if she's supposed to be likable or not. It's just very confusing to me at the moment, but I think I'm enjoying it. At least the writing I'm liking. There's some passages that I like and that I have underlined that I think are very, very interesting. So at least there's that. But the story itself is a bit strange, and yeah, I don't know how to feel about it yet. I feel like I have to keep reading in order to really know my thoughts and feelings about this one, but I think I am liking it. I just don't know if I'll love it. You know what I mean? So those are my 2 reads. Actually, I have 3 books that I'm currently reading. Like, oh my god, I'm also reading Assassin's Quest, which is a whole thing. So I really have to get to finishing some books so I can feel more at peace with myself and my life. But yeah, I'm really enjoying Little Women, and I can't wait to keep reading. Tomorrow actually is my brother's birthday, so we're going to have a family lunch and probably like afternoon, and then I also have classes. So I actually don't know how much reading I'll get done. I'll try to read some in the morning before I have lunch, so I can, you know, just keep the momentum going. and at least get closer to finishing probably Little Women. But I also would love to read a chapter of Assassin's Quest to catch up with my buddy read, because I'm a little bit behind. And why did I read so many books at once? I have no idea, but I'll see you tomorrow. I'm going to sleep. Hopefully I'll sleep well. I haven't been sleeping great for reasons, but hopefully tonight I'll sleep well, and I will see you tomorrow with some good news. It has been a while since I've updated you. Today's Sunday. It's actually Sunday night, and on Friday I mentioned it was my brother's birthday, so we had lunch, family afternoon, and then I had my classes, and then I got home and I was just really busted actually. And then yesterday I actually had a really busy day. I went out with a friend of mine. I actually saw the movie Small Things Like These, which is an adaptation of the novella by Claire Keegan. And actually I thought that the movie was just fine. I really enjoyed the novella. It's about the Magdalen laundries in Ireland during the 20th century, and it's a very sad and very real topic that has been a little bit erased by time, though it only ended very much recently in the 90s. And I found that the book was amazing. I really enjoyed the perspective of our main character and the internal struggles he faced of trying to stand up and talk about this issue, but being told that he shouldn't because the nuns are so powerful, and to save his own daughter's education. And I feel like the best part of the book is that internal monologue, that internal struggle, and I feel like it just didn't reflect well on film. It just wasn't something that you couldn't really understand his motivations. It was just a lot of Cillian Murphy just staring into space and being completely without feeling and just completely depressed. So I don't know, I thought it was just fine. I also didn't love the way it was filmed, so it wasn't the biggest success, but I really enjoyed my afternoon. And then I actually went out again to celebrate my brother's birthday with his friends. So we went out to dinner, and then we hang out at a bar playing board games. So I got home really late, and today I woke up really late, which is very unusual for me. I hadn't gone to bed that late in like 2 to 3 months, and because of that I didn't really update you today. I have been reading the Book of Goose, so let's get into the reading updates actually. And I am currently on page 200 of this 350 page book, and I don't know how I'm feeling about it. I don't think I like it very much. I feel like the plot is not what I want it to be. It's not calling out to me. The chapters are very short, which makes it very compulsive to read, and there's a lot of like dead space between chapters. So I've read like over 100 pages today just because of how fast it is to read, but I'm just not enjoying it very much, which is very sad for me. I almost want to DNF it because the plot and the story is just not very interesting. I don't understand the character motivations. I have been struggling a lot with that recently in my books, of just not understanding why certain characters act certain ways, why they do certain things, why they have certain behaviors. I've just been struggling a lot with character motivations recently, and I don't know if it's me or the books that I'm picking up. But in this book, we have our main characters, Fabienne and Agnes, and they are this friends, kind of toxic friendship in rural France in the 50s. And so Fabienne has this idea of writing a book. So she has all of these stories in her head that are mostly like very graphic and sad. And so she makes Agnes write them, and they ask an adult in their village to help them publish the book. And then the book is picked up, and basically we're at a point where Agnes, who is the only one who has her name on the pages, because Fabienne never wanted to be acknowledged for this work, this project. So Agnes is now getting really famous, of this like provincial girl who is a literary genius, and she's being taken away to London to study, and it's just very boring. I don't really care about what's going on. And most of all, I think I care less because, again, the friendship between them is very strange to me. Agnes as a main character, I don't really understand her. Sometimes she says that she doesn't think without Fabienne, but then she absolutely does. And Fabienne also is a character that I don't understand, and I don't want to say that this is trying to copy what My Brilliant Friend did, because I really don't think so. The only similarity is that we have this dynamic of like a toxic girl friendship where one of them is getting an education and the other one isn't. But I feel like in My Brilliant Friend, it's so much clearer why the characters act a certain way, and it's less bizarre. It's more realistic, I guess I would say. It's more realistic. This just is not realistic in the slightest, which is bothering me a little bit, and it's making it more difficult to read. So I'm not enjoying this very much. If this wasn't so easy to read, I think I would have DNF'd it. I kind of want to DNF it, but I don't, because I don't know, I bought this book in New York because I was so certain that I was going to like it, and I'm just not liking it very much. I just don't think that the story, the plot itself is very compelling. I don't know. I'm going to read as much as I can today, and we'll see where we end up for tomorrow. And I also do want to tell you that I'm still making some slow progress in Little Women. I'm currently up to page 330, so I have about 130 pages to go, and this is a 5-star. Like, I'm really loving this book, and I'm currently working through my books, but I'm just not enjoying the Book of Goose as much as I thought that I would. And it's not like I had expectations. I just wanted to enjoy it, and I'm sadly not. But I don't know. I'll try to read as much as I can today, and then we'll see where we end up. Okay, so I'm in my cozy little setup. We already know this. It's cozy time. But I fear we need to talk. I fear we need to talk because I am officially giving up on the Book of Goose. It's a very trying time. It has been a difficult time, okay? And some books I have been reading, I have been so excited about, and it's been so disappointing. But it's just the way life goes. Unfortunately, sometimes it just happens. You think you're gonna like a book, and then you just don't. And that is what happened with this book. I thought this had a lot of potential. I thought at the beginning, I don't know, like almost 100 pages were really interesting, and I thought that we would explore more about, again, character motivations and why they're doing certain things. But we just got in this plot of Agnes's going to school, and I kind of skim read the last, oh, by the way, I am DNFing this on page 220, so I have like about 130 pages to go, and I skim read a little bit just to see if we would always be in the same place. So I skim read, and we are going to be in the school with these characters that I don't give a shit about until the end of the book. Like, it's not just a phase. This is what we're following now. This is a plot. This is a story. And I'm just not interested. Guys, I'm not interested. I don't want to read about this school. That's not what I'm reading the book for. Nothing in here mentions like school. Nothing in your oh my god, mentions that. And here we have like Fabienne hatched the plan that would change everything, launching Agnes's on an epic trajectory through fame, fortune, and terrible loss. Where? Guys, where? She's literally just at this fuck-ass school. Like, I really don't care. It really lost me. It lost the plot. It lost me in the process. So I guess we are down a book. And tomorrow I'm going to be concentrating my efforts on making some progress in Little Women, so we can also finish this book before I have to upload this vlog, and probably making some progress in Assassin's Quest as well, because that is also a physical book on my TBR. And yeah, those are the plans. I'll see if I'll still pick out another book from the jar, but I'm just so disappointed. I'm so upset. Just like another book that just didn't go well for me. And it happens, but it hurts. It hurts still. Anyway, I'm going to bed because this has been a very disappointing turn of events. And I'm going to sleep so I can wake up better tomorrow and we can try again. And I'll update my reading journal tomorrow as well. But yeah, I'm going to try again tomorrow, and at least I'm sure that I have a 5-star in my hands, and actually Assassin's Quest is also 5-star for sure. So at least there's that. Like, I don't think it's a me problem. Like, I love books. I love reading. I've had a 5-star this month. I will currently have 3 5-stars this month, so it's not me. It's just the books that are not in agreement to me. And that's okay. Yeah, sorry to bore you. I'll see you tomorrow. It'll be a fresh week, and we'll see what we end up doing. Hello, good morning. It is a brand new day. It's Monday, and I have been thinking about what I should do after I have very sadly DNF'd the Book of Goose. I don't know where I want to take this vlog in the last couple of days that I am filming it, but I am going to update you that I haven't read any more of Little Women since yesterday, but I am going to make some progress in it today. I would love to reach page 400. I don't know if that'll be possible, but I would love to. Because yeah, I really would like to finish this before the vlog ends, and I'm really enjoying it. Then I also need to be making some progress in Assassin's Quest, because I haven't read this in a while and I'm still currently on page 440. I'm very much behind on my buddy read, so I would need to make more progress in this one as well. And even though I love picking books out of the jar, and I feel like I was very well treated in this vlog, I feel like if I am to start another book, it should be a book that I'm going to pick. And I think that that would be Good Girl, Bad Blood by Holly Jackson. Because I really enjoyed A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. It was such a fast read, which is why I want to pick it for this vlog. Because not only do I want to continue the trilogy, and I also already have the 3rd book. So I would love to continue the series this year. And also this was such a fast-paced read that I enjoyed tremendously. And because of that, I think that this would be really nice to read in this vlog. So with that being said, I haven't started officially, so I'm still only currently reading 2 books. But today in the afternoon, I'm going to work for university, and in between that, I'm going to read a couple of chapters of each of these books, and we'll see how far we get into it. I was actually going to the library, but I'm actually home alone, so I think I'm going to enjoy the silence and just sit in my comfortable clothes and work. But I'm going to work in the living room today because it's a bit dark in my room. I know you can't tell, but my desk is like over there near a wall, and it gets a little bit darker. And since it gets darker so early, because it's almost winter, which is really depressing, I'm going to work on my living room because it has so much more light, and I feel like I'm going to feel a lot better working there. So I'm bringing these 3 books. That's a lie, I'm not bringing this book, I'm reading this on my Kindle. So I'm bringing these 2 books and my Kindle to the living room, and we're going to work and also read in our little study breaks. So let's get to that. Hi, it's the last day of the vlog. It's Tuesday, and because it is the last day of the vlog, I wanted to do something fun, and so I actually have to go to the what do you call it? I have to go to the what do you call that? Like when you need to pick up a package, but it's not like Vinted, it's like actual post office. Oh my girl. Yeah. Anyway, I need to go to the post office, but fear not, it's not for me. It's some books that I bought for my brother's birthday, which, yes, it has passed, but they didn't deliver them to my home, so I need to go pick them up. So they're not for me, okay? They're not for me. But I thought we could actually go to the bookstore maybe and just browse around in there and see what's new, because I do still have some money on my gift card to spend. I'm not sure if I'm going to spend it now. Maybe I'll also spend it on some gifts for my friends actually, but I thought maybe we could just take a look in there and see what I find, if there's anything interesting. So I'm going to take you along with me, and hopefully I won't take too long because I have other things to do. But yeah, let's go and let's make this last day of the vlog the best day of the vlog. The time has come for me to give you my last update of this vlog. I have just now finished Little Women by Louisa May Alcott, and I absolutely adored this. Like I've mentioned throughout this vlog, this was absolutely 5-star, one of my new favorite classics. I just had the most heartwarming time with this book, and I feel like although I can realize that this book is very context specific, it's very Protestant, it's very Christian in the way that it approaches certain topics, but with that being said, it also had me reflecting a lot on what actually matters to me, my own values, what I should care about and what I should think about, and what makes me a whole person. And for that, I really appreciated it, because it's not often that a book can get you to reflect a lot on how you want to better yourself and the lessons that you need to learn in order to achieve that. And I feel like I just really appreciated what this book did, even though I do realize that it's very much tied with Christian and Protestant values of this time and when this was written. This is very much a product of its time, but the lessons on how to be, one, unapologetically yourself, but also how to be your best version of yourself, was really great to read. This was so cozy, it was so cute. I feel like the plot in itself, like the dramatic aspects of this book, were also very much well done. I really appreciated reading it. The writing was so beautiful. I just really appreciated this book, and I feel like I read it at the right time. I feel like I really needed this book right now, and I'm just very thankful to have read it in such a time when it will be so greatly appreciated by me, you know? I could have read this at a time where it wouldn't have resonated so much, but it absolutely did, and I am very grateful for that. Okay, I just lowered my camera because I feel like my bulb was just so bright that it was kind of bothering me. I hope that this is a better angle, maybe. So now let's reflect on the books that I have read for this vlog. It's been a time, guys. It's definitely been a time. So I finished this book, which was almost 500 pages. I know I didn't read this very fast, but yeah, this was also like, this was almost 500 pages, which is a lot for me. And then I also sadly read and DNF the Book of Goose. The more I think about it, the less I regret it. It just didn't work for me. I didn't find it interesting. I thought it had a lot of potential, but I just didn't get it, and I think that that's okay. Maybe this author was trying to do something that I just didn't understand. Again, didn't resonate with me, and I couldn't understand the motivations of the characters. I couldn't understand why this author chose to tell the story in this specific way, why the plot went in the direction that it did. I didn't really understand it, so this was sadly a DNF. And I am also still reading Assassin's Quest. I'm almost on page 500. And now that I finished Little Women, I'm going to solely focus on this. So I very sadly didn't start any other books. I didn't start Good Girl, Bad Blood by Holly Jackson, but I will be doing that soon because I've been really in the mood to read it. But yeah, at least right now I'm only reading one book at a time, which just feels great because I feel like I just needed to be reading one book again. And with that being said, it is true that I have only read 2 physical books, so I've only taken 2 books out of the TBR. But today, no, not today, the last time that I was updating my reading journal, I was looking through my spread for my physical TBR, and I actually noticed that there were 2 books on there that I had just unhauled. I unhauled The Plot Against America by Philip Roth earlier this year, and I also recently unhauled, like a few days ago, Sadie, because it was a Portuguese version, and when I read it, because I do want to, I would like to read it on audiobook and in the original version. So I ended up unhauling the Portuguese edition that I had, which I won in a giveaway, I think, last year. And so with that being said, because I didn't haul those 2 books, I am currently down to 75 books on my TBR. And listen, I'm still on my book buying ban. The books that I ordered haven't arrived yet, so technically they don't count for this episode. But I am on a book buying ban, at least in November. Today I went to the bookstore, I didn't buy anything. I did make a list of books that I was interested in reading, like Intermezzo. The Secret History, I actually saw it. I'm filming a video soon where I would need to get it. The Heaven and Earth grocery store, The Bee Sting, The Book That Wouldn't Burn, Bright Young Women. Those are some of the books that I wrote down that I would like to get, but I didn't get anything today. I really ate that up. And I am on a book buying ban in November. Like, it's happening. It's still ongoing, and I hopefully because of that I will be making some overall progresses on the TBR, because the thing is that I have been reading a lot of my physical books, but I just buy books and then I offset any type of progress that I do. Like, I read 2 books and then I buy 2 books, and like the balance is just off because I just neglected the progress that I just did. So hopefully with my book buying ban this month, I can actually make some actual progress, maybe. So I don't know, you tell me if this is going well. I really don't know. I wish I could read faster, but I feel like I this month I have also been writing down every single day the number of pages that I read, and I feel like I have been reading a lot of pages. I read at least 50, 60, 70 at least. There are some days where I do read way over 100, but I do at least read those numbers every single day. And it still has taken me a long time to read. But in my defense, I read 220 pages of this, and this was 465. So that is like almost 700 pages that I read in a week, and like 50 that I read of Assassin's Quest. So I read like 750 pages this week. It doesn't feel like it, but that's what happened, you know? So I don't know. Let me know if you're enjoying this series that I'm doing. I would like to do at least 2 more episodes this year before the year wraps up, so we can actually see what kind of progress I have done this year. But let me know if you're enjoying this series overall and how you would like me to keep or change the format going into the new year. I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions on that. Let me know if you've read any of these books, what your thoughts are, and let me know anything. I just like when you comment. I just like hearing you say stuff. So if you feel like commenting, please do. And with that being said, I think that I am done here. So if you did enjoy this video, please do give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more bookish content, and I'll see you in my next video. I hope you have a nice day, and always remember that life is worth reading.